How you doing? Kumusta? Magandang gabi. Welcome to another episode of Recall. At your service. My name is Leo. The whole different set is throwing me off, but as you can see, welcome to the new setup. Before we begin the show, let's go ahead and thank all those who are making this possible again. We are hosted by Dark League Studios. Maraming salamat. As well, this would not be possible without our official timing partner, TW Steel by Armory. Go ahead and use the code DLS20 upon checkout to get 20% off on non-sale items. Visit the website www.armory.ph. All right, the past few weeks of Recall, I've been rocking the canteen. I've been rocking the bowler. So check out nyo na lang doon kung anong gusto nyo in the right colorway. And again, use that code DLS20. Also, if you're thinking of upgrading your smartphone, if it's that time of year, go ahead and check out ROG's Summer Kickoff Promo. Get up to 5,000 pesos off on the different ROG Phone 6 models. Here you'll see the ROG Phone 6, 12 gig, 256 gig storage model. That's up to 3K off. Tapos yung 16 gig, 512 model naman, that's where you can get about 4,000 off on savings. So check out the Facebook page for more, because even the Batman and the Diablo Immortal ROG Phone 6 models are on sale. So you can save money that way. Now, we would like to also thank our official food partner, Chicken Juicy. Alright, so mamaya masarap yung ulamin. If you'd like to, you can check out your food delivery service of choice and taste the #1 gaming snack, the Chicken of Champions. Of course, the home of the juiciest, most flavorful fried chicken you've ever tasted. Thank you so much, Chicken Juicy by Magnolia. Now, after this podcast, I'd like to ask for y'all to go ahead and scroll down on the Dark League Studios Facebook page and check out last night's episode of Chill Zone. Our very good friend Toriyama hosted the manager responsible for the MPL Philippines Season 9 Championship and winning MSC 2022 in Malaysia. Yan si Miss Lexi Yambao. Alright, she's one of the most beloved figures in the league and in the community. I'm surprised she didn't jump on the table last night. She's known to do that when she's happy. Now, as well, we would like to remind everybody that PBA Esports Bakbakan, the regular season has concluded. We're down to the final 4 teams. If you'd like to catch the action, go ahead, scroll down through DLS or through the PBA Facebook page. Ang natitirang mga koponan, nandyan ang TNT, nandyan ang Phoenix, nandyan ang Northport, Batang Pierre, and of course, my personal favorite, Barangay Ginebra. So stay tuned na lang kung kailan ang magiging playoffs announcement. Of course, we're setting it up. We want it to be a big spectacle, and that's where you'll find all these 4 teams competing for that inaugural trophy. Now, as well, we would like to remind the folks about the upcoming events that Dark League Studios has. We have Queens League. That's right. Queens League is still in celebration of Women's Month. Now we're closing up March, but we would like to continue to highlight and recognize the strongest MLB-FE teams in the country. Smart Omega Empress, Maharlika G Unit, Rock Esports, and WPE Vixens will be competing on April 1st for the grand finals to take home the crown of Queens League Season 1. Abangan ang live broadcast niyan via Dark League Studios. As well, happening later that night on April 1st, it's Streamers Night. It's the April Fool's Day special. Now, this is not a joke. It's actually happening, all right? 8 p.m. April 1st. Panoorin yan live via Dark League Studios. And last but not least, this one's for our Genshin Impact players. We have Quantum Raid. If I'm not mistaken, this is the first big LAN event for Genshin Impact Esports. It's happening on April 15, 2023. Right here at Dark League Studios. Registration is still up. Now, if you're not doing anything on the 11th, at 11 o'clock on the 15th of April, sumali na kayo. It's an on-site tournament. Make sure your team is ready. As well, if you want to just join and not compete, there's a teapot design contest and a cosplay competition with a prize pool of 5,000 pesos. So, pag-isip-isipan nyo na yan. It's about 2 weeks till that happens. Now, for more information on everything I've talked about, go ahead and check out Dark League Studios on Facebook for more updates. Now, without further ado, let's begin and introduce our special guest. He's a good friend of mine, and he can consider himself now a MDL original, mostly finding home in MPL-PH. We got Reptar. Kumusta, man?
All good. Actually, if you guys follow me on Instagram, kita nyo naman medyo pagod ako ngayon with all the dancing I did last night. So, thank you for the really awesome people I met. But I needed a night like that because the past few weeks have been super busy with all the content, with, of course, MPL, and then last night, MDL din. So, it was good to have a night to just unwind and relax. And yeah, you can see there, I've been really busy making content, MPL sound check, some analysis here and there, sights and sounds. I still have to develop the 4th episode of that. Other more content I have planned down the pipeline. Umabot lang sa puntos na medyo nag-overthink ako. So, nahirapan ako with execution. Kasi di ako makaisip, ay, paano ko ba ito gusto i-execute, di ba? I wanted to evolve at the same time, be consistent. So, starting next week, more videos coming up. And of course, yeah, that's me in the grand finals last year for MPL-PH. But MPL is still going strong, and I'm still super happy to be part of it. And MPL Philippines Season 11 has been amazing.
And here you'll see a clip of you casting with a good friend of ours, Jerome Nomad Pineda, from all the way in Season 7. But you've been doing this whole esports thing about full-time since Season 4? Season 3?
Season 3 back, and then Season 4 also, yeah. And then I think casting starting in around Season 5, yeah.
Yeah, so Reptar's pretty OG like that. So I needed a little bit of expert opinions as we do every week, diba? That's what we try to do. Hindi lang naman tayo hot takes dito sa Recall, eh. We need a little bit of analysis, and that's why I've been inviting a lot of our good friends. So last couple of weeks, mga ka-age group natin eh, yung mga in-invite ko eh.
Yeah, our fellow Gen Zs. Sheesh.
Sheesh. So we had the likes of Brigida, Antianara, Odin, Burrito, Ingan, Santi. Mga ka-age natin lahat yan eh.
Yeah, Adi also, yeah.
Si Burrito yung wala.
Si Burrito, question mark. hindi natin i-age reveal ang ating kapong cast.
Kung gusto nyo sumali, okay lang.
Oh, yeah.
So with that being said, let's go ahead and start our discussion.
Yeah.
Let's first cover that last week of PBA Esports Bakbakan. Let's begin with our headlines. What really caught my eye during the last week of PBA Esports Bakbakan is the fact that, I don't know if you've heard, pero nabasag na ang win streak ng Barangay Ginebra San Miguel. They're basically Brenny Sports all throughout.
Yeah.
Parang kailan matatalo tong team na to? And the one who did it was actually, it's weird. Let's play a highlight real quick here. Usually, ganito ang laro ng Barangay Ginebra. It was Phoenix Super LPG Fuel Masters who ended it. Here you see it's 16-7 at 10 minutes.
Oh, wow.
Ganyan ang Barangay Ginebra maglaro eh. Medyo messy. Pero yung nanalo sila, I don't know why this time around, biglang, I don't know, this was the day, I guess.
And minsan naman talaga, kailangan mo maka-experience ng talo para mas mag-improve pa. And I think that's something that even Coach Lift of TNC Pro Team in MPL really brings out, that when you lose, you learn a lot. So this is gonna be a big learning experience para sa Barangay Ginebra. Kasi isipin mo kung pumasok sila sa playoffs, wala pang talo. Tapos sa playoffs sila natalo, paano sila mag-a-adjust nun?
So diba? Better now than later.
Oh, exactly.
Okay, that's two ways to put it. Now, we have 4 teams left, all right? Because of this win for Phoenix, that can't be a coincidence, right? Yeah. 2 Phoenixes winning in the same weekend about.
Oo nga eh. So,
tapos tinalo nila yung may win streak.
Oo nga, no.
I don't know if you saw that, but
parang scripted yung mundo natin.
Bakit ganon? Yung mga casters kasi sinusulat nila.
Pero honestly, nakita ko isa sa mga pangalan dun sa Phoenix, si Honda Beast.
Ay, oo.
A good friend of ours, a long-time pro for MPL Esports, or MLBB Esports dito sa Pilipinas. So, parang poetic din na sa lahat ng mga tao na magiging parte ng team na mag-snap ng isang historic win streak, kasama dun si Honda Beast. Diba?
And Honda Beast is one of the greatest minds in all of MLB Esports.
Tapos gamit pa niya Kufra dun. Diba? Signature talaga para kay Honda Beast.
It's just Honda Beast things.
Honda Beast things.
Now, because of that win by Phoenix, 4 na lang silang natitira. And of course, GGL played to the 8 other teams in the league. Now we're left with TNT, Phoenix, Northport Batang Pier, and Barangay Ginebra San Miguel. Okay. Now, between these 4 teams, anything can happen, honestly. Ang mainit dyan, like based on the fan bases and like how our casters have covered it, storyline wise. Barangay Ginebra San Miguel, of course, they're out for vengeance.
Yeah.
Phoenix, yung nag-end yung streak nila. And Northport Batang PR. Because Northport Batang PR, when you watch the week in, week out of PBA Esports Bakbakan, parang isa sila sa mga pinakamalinis or consistent na maglaro. Like when you see them play, they came to play.
Yeah.
Now, may isang team dyan na tahimik. Yung team ni Kuya Mozap. The shot caller. Billy Alfonso. TNT Tropang Giga. And now, it's this fact that sila yung hindi masyadong pinag-uusapan.
Yeah.
That might be one of the reasons why they might actually come out on top.
Parang Dark Horse talaga.
Yes, exactly why. We
Horse
spoke
Studios.
to some of our... Dark Horse Studios. Dark Horse Studios.
Alam mo,
Okay.
I'm just making a pun, man. Dad jokes, you know me.
4 out of 5.
Thank you.
We spoke to some of our friends here. I tapped into one of the PBA Esports Bakbakan casters, Vince G, si Kuya mo Arnold, and he says he foresees the grand finals to be Ginebra San Miguel and TNT Tropang Giga. And he's so bold enough to say na Barangay Ginebra will champion.
Well, I mean, no surprise kung sobrang haba ng win streak nila, tapos dominante sila.
Tapos natalo sila right before the playoffs.
Oo, di ba? Na, again, we were making that point. Baka magandang learning experience yun para
Diyan sila
sa
nagising.
Barangay Ginebra. Diyan sila magising.
Oo. So, very valid. We'll allow this. We also spoke to Santi, who has been on the show prior, and he is known to stan TNT Tropang Giga. And he sees the other way around naman. Ito pa rin yung grand finals, pero Tropang Giga daw magta-champion. Now, ito sus. Santi, nothing against TNT Tropang Giga. If there's any of our friends from Talk and Text watching, it's not that I don't believe in you. It's just that parang di naman Santi.
Pero, parang si Santi ever since andun yung puso niya para sa mga dark horse na storylines eh. Yung mga underdogs. So, para sa akin, not surprising na yun yung naging prediction ni Santi. Pero si Sona, parang iba ata prediction niya.
Yes. So, Sona is here to be, I'd say, the
tiebreaker?
Oo, yung panghimagas. Kasi
Okay.
he couldn't tell who. Pero ito rin yung nakita niya eh. So there must be something between MPL casters, casual fans, and PBA Esports Bakbakan talents. Ito yung nakikita nila. But Sona can't name exactly who might be champion. So we'll leave it at that. I'm not sure guys kung sino nakikita nyo yung grand finalists ng PBA Esports Bakbakan. Pero lagyan nyo na dyan sa comments. Alright? Let us know, who do you think of the 4 is going to end up fighting for the inaugural trophy. Now with that said, shoutouts muna tayo. Let's say hi to our friends. Nandyan si Ray Ash,
Hey,
bear number
what's up?
5.
How many bears? Yeah, bear 5.
Bear 5.
Bear 5.
Dyan din si Vince G. Ayan, sino daw si Kuya Arnold. Karen is watching, hi. And ito, yung tropa natin na masayang-masaya. Si Papa Colas.
Hey! Papa Colas.
Papa Colas lang to.
Papa Colas lang to.
So, yan. If you know, you know. Alright? Now, with that being said, let's go ahead and wrap up our talk on PBA Esports Bakbakan and move on to our next headline. Let's talk about the Development League. It's MDL. Reptar, talk us through. Kumusta ang iyong experience casting for the Development League? We'll have the results of Week 6, Day 1 and 2 playing out here kasi may ongoing pa yatang broadcast ngayon.
Yeah.
So,
MDL has been very fun. Actually, para sa mga... I think a lot of people don't know this. Almost every week ng MDL Philippines, nandun ako sa studio.
Yes.
Kasi malapit yung bahay ko sa studio. And medyo FOMO ako minsan. It's like, oh, they're having fun there. I want to have fun too. But yeah, for a lot of the season, like every Wednesday, pumupunta ako sa studio ng MDL-PH. You know, just to help guide if needed. At the same time, it's just nice being part of the group kasi ang ganda ng grupo talaga nila eh. And of course, I think a lot of people know that a lot of them went through the caster search process. So it's good to see na yung spirit of cooperation, that positive group mindset, na-instill natin sa kanila. Pagpunta mo doon, parang walang toxican eh. Na you see everyone working together, really talking about what they want to do. So when I casted yesterday for one match ng, if I'm not mistaken, it was Game Lab at TNC.
Oh, wow!
Game Lab and TNC. So
Okay.
top of the table, or that time, second of the table, and then bottom of the table. People, all the questions I had, they were all like, hindi ganito. They were really helping me guide into it because they knew I wanted to put in a good show. pero dahil wala ko katulad ng XP nila with the MDL,
Ikaw yung bisita.
ako yung bisita. So parang they call us coach. Pero that day, they felt like my coach. And they were all super helpful. So sobrang unforgettable experience sa akin na mag-guest ka sa MDL. And hopefully it happens more.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Na parang they let us mingle more than just behind the scenes.
Yeah.
So exciting to see what Brigida might do. The other side of the coin.
Yeah.
Diba? So that's gonna happen also this weekend. So abangan. So the whole Reptar in MDL episode, that's done. Abangan ang Brigida in MPL episode that's happening this weekend. Now, let's talk about the league itself. Casting aside, sounds like you had fun. Sana all, I wanna try. Hey, Munton, let me try. Now, you casted one, but I'm sure you've been keeping your eye on the league.
Yeah.
And because of what happened yesterday, specifically yesterday, like today, I hate to say it, pero parang relatively non-bearing yung mga matches today.
There was
parang for placement.
There was, placement, but there was one earlier that was super heavy.
Was that the one that knocked out?
No, it was not Omega, sorry. Echo, Proud, at saka Game Lab. Naglaban sila for the top spot.
Oh, okay. So seeding. More than just placement, seeding sila.
Yeah. Parang battle for pride rin. Kasi yung match na yun, which, spoiler alert for those who haven't watched it yet, it was Game Lab who won it. It was literally two teams na whatever happened, the result of that matchup, sila yung magta-top one. If it goes 3 games, whoever wins those
number
3
one
games,
pa rin.
Number
okay,
one.
so it's more of parang, yun nga, sinong apex dito?
Exactly.
Okay, alright. In my mind now, that's pretty legit. That's pretty solid.
Yeah, diba?
Okay, so that being said, I hate it that some of these teams have to go. Like, that's the truth of it, right?
Yeah.
We're taking out 2 from each group, Group A and Group B. Again, yung MDL, it's using the old Season 7 format of Group A and Group B. And GG will play to these teams, right? We just want to tip our hats off to them. Again, TNC Neo, Zoli Sports,
Onyx Arsenals.
Onyx Arsenals,
and NXP Tiger Cubs.
Evos,
Yeah.
Tiger Cubs. Oh, that's... Also, was that just yesterday or today na na-confirm yung fate ng Group A?
Because for the longest time, Group B's fate has been determined.
Pretty solid na yun eh.
Yeah, alam ko, yesterday lang din nalaman yung fate ng Group A.
Yeah, Group A was so tight leading up to, even in the break. I can't imagine kung ano yung dumadaloy sa isip ng mga Group A teams. Kasi ang hirap ng sitwasyon nila. And now, because of that, I just have to say my personal, parang my feelings, sayang yung Viper Cubs.
The Viper Cubs. Sila yung nakakuha ng reputation sa MDL Philippines as the lason. Kaya Viper Cubs yan, kahit Tiger Cubs yung pangalan nila.
So, sino ngayon yung totoong lason?
That's the question up in the air.
There's 6 teams left.
Para personally, base sa mga storylines ng MDL Philippines and all the teams, of course, there's Omega Neos. We know Omega as the lason in MPL, pero potentially Neos ganun din. And then, there are people who probably will not consider Blacklist Academy as a lason. Kasi Blacklist Academy is a top contender. But in my eyes, because of just how strong Game Lab, Echo Proud are, and with Blacklist, with some changes, of course, they just brought in OHEB sa lineup nila.
Oh yeah?
Na with those little changes, and there's still things that you need to develop, na tingin ko sa kanila, potential lason sila. Kasi Blacklist Academy, they're a strong team. So, Blacklist Academy and Omega, surprisingly enough, sila yung tingin ko parang lason for the playoffs nila.
So, it sounds like if both lasons get activated all in, the inaugural playoffs and grand finals of MDL might look like 2021.
Maybe.
Di ba? Blacklist Omega.
Maybe.
Blacklist X, might be. And if that's it, I think perfect timing yun. Parang ano yun, fate yun, destiny. Kasi
Destiny
yun yung parang clash of styles yun eh. Di ba? It's like the super ube, tapos yung isa yung lason baliwan meta.
Yeah. And it's crazy because yung meta nila, yung how they move and the playstyle that they wanna pull off, Blacklist at saka Smart Omega Neos, it's exactly like their MPL counterparts. So it's like you're watching Omega and Blacklist in the MPL. But
Younger,
in the MDL.
Younger versions.
Yeah, younger, fresher.
Mas matapang.
Parang ganun.
Okay, alright. So, with that being said, again, a quick sneak peek of what we might see in the playoffs. To put into context, let's look at some power rankings. We tapped into our good friend, Qwerty here, and he sent me this power ranking, and I'm not sure if you're Agree, Reptar, but sabi dito ni Kuya Mugles, on top is Echo Proud, Game Lab. Something tells me this isn't right.
Orders are a bit shaky.
Yes.
Split.
This seems wrong.
Ano split ata yung groups? Or is it?
No. This is what he sent me. This is right. I'd like to know why he put Tiger Cubs that high. Something tells me baka may theoretical aspect to.
Question is, when did he send this?
Earlier today.
Earlier today.
Oo.
Pwede ko ba makita yung ano sila? Para mag-gets ko lang din. Kasi
Oo.
baka...
Oh,
Maybe it's the layouting.
no.
NFC. Ah.
Oh.
Interesting.
The Onyx Neo Zol makes sense. I think regardless of points, he really believes in the Tiger Cubs.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, maybe it was, for him, it was a different approach. More of like, dahil patapos na yung season. And I could see why he placed Next Play Tiger Cubs that high. Kasi yun nga, sila yung naging lason ng MDL Philippines.
And
with their performances, their multiple upset wins. Going into this final week ng MDL Philippines, yung main storyline nga ng Tiger Cubs is sila yung team with the highest possibility to break expectations of the standings.
Exactly.
So that's why dun yung
siya
nilagay
taas.
niya.
And imagine how crazy things would be kung nakalusot sila sa playoffs.
Oo.
Tapos nilaso nila lahat ng malalakas.
Oh.
And then sila na lang natira. So it's very possible. So that's what QWERTY thinks of the current status quo in MDL going into the playoffs. Let's see what Reptar thinks. Yours is a little closer to reality. Yours, did you consider the fact that Tiger Cubs are out?
Yeah.
Okay.
I
Sige.
did. At saka yung mga results of today. So, this is it. So, I'm explaining. So, alam naman natin na hirapan si TNC, Neo, and Zol Esports for this season ng MDL-PH. Onyx Arsenals had a sobrang heartbreaking loss yesterday. I feel like that's a game that you should go back and watch. Yung VODs, nasa MDL Philippines YouTube page lang. Na game number 1, it really looked close. They needed to get that 2-0 over Bren Euphoria and to secure that playoff slot, but na-split push sila. I'll leave the details there. You have to watch it. It was a crazy game. Next play, Tiger Cubs, not making it to the playoffs, losing crucial matches earlier this week. Then RSG Ignite actually dropped 2-0 to Omega Neos earlier today. Kaya Omega Neos is the team I place in my power rankings higher than RSG Ignite. Bren Euphoria, sort of... Brew. Medyo nag-waver sila onte mid-season to the second half, mid-season to the second half. But they're still a top team that people are looking at. Blackness Academy putting them up there because they had some great performances this weekend. They were coming from a week 5? Yeah, coming from a week 5 na natalo sa lahat ng series sila. Pero this weekend, they came out with a bang, secured victories in both of their series. So they ended the regular season strong. And then of course, dahil sa resulta kanina ng the beautiful game, the beautiful series that was Game Lab versus Echo, it's Echo at second, Game Lab up top.
I like the ending here. It's poetic na parang the kings of the underground came in, staked their claim, got shaky in the middle, and then close off the season by saying, "Hindi, kami pa rin."
Oh, nga eh. It's a really good story for Game Lab. Echo proud, although they were pretty hot all throughout the regular season. Game Lab went through that slump that people are starting to think, ay, na-expose na ba yung Game Lab? What's going on with Game Lab? Sobrang lakas nila, nag-lose streak sila. Sumabay yung lose streak nila sa pagkuha ng identity ng Next Play Tiger Cubs na lason. So, nagsabayan yun. Medyo nawala sa radar ng mga tayong Game Lab. Then biglang to close it out, nope, we're still gonna be at top. So, sobrang lupit ng storylines talaga.
And that's healthy, I'd say.
Yes,
Comparing to the only other development league, MDL, may mga teams sa MDL Indo, and they've been going season after season now, may mga teams doon na wala silang MPL counterpart. And usually, they're also one of the stronger ones.
Yeah.
It's just, I think, recently that, you know, the EVOS MDLs, the BTR MDLs, saka sila na tumatap. But yeah, I think it's a healthier atmosphere when even non-MPL franchises flourish. Kasi it allows the scene to grow.
Yeah.
May future yun. So, we'll see how the playoffs goes. Good luck to our teams there. Good luck to the talent team. Good luck to the MDL Originals. Kasi storya nyo to eh, di ba?
Yeah.
Continue nyo lang na labas ang lakas.
Yeah.
Labas ang
Ilabas ang
lakas.
lakas.
Sa hulmahan ng I've watched enough MDL broadcasts to know that line. So, now with that being said, we'll wrap up our talk on MDL and move on to pressing matters in the Pro League. Let's go to the MPL here. Season 11 is shaping up to be quite the interesting season so far. Let me just say that.
Spicy.
We're playing out the Week 6 results here. And where do we begin? So yeah, let's go macro first. Let's talk about the metagame. There was a huge patch before Week 6. And safe to say, this is, paano ba? Deceptively small. Deceptively simple. Pero kita mo kung saan yung changes agad. Kita mo yung nangyayari.
And even before the patch, and I think the patch added to it, again, turning point talaga para sa akin, to the day I will keep saying, MPL Philippines Season 11, yung turning point talaga was RSG versus Echo nung Week 4. Kasi pagkatapos nun, come Week 5, come Week 6, and then going to Week 7, I won't be surprised, the meta pool, the hero pool opened up. Nakita natin si Hellkurt. Prio pick na ulit dito si Lancelot, going to the first phase. Nag-iba yung ordering now. Slight adjustments to Fredrin, although malakas pa rin si Fredrin. Sometimes he would go into the second phase of the draft na nga, when we were so used to seeing him the first pick. So with that, along with heroes na we haven't seen yet, Mincitar isn't available yet. But when he comes,
Playoffs.
Maybe playoffs, baka makita na natin dun. And then other teams, maybe they're just taking time getting used to the others. Pero right away, naramdaman kagad na ang dami na kagad gumagamit ng Leslie. Adjustments to battle spells. By the way, Electro Flash and High and Dry changed their name.
Yes, it's Quantum
Charge sa Electro Flash.
And then Master Assassin.
Yeah, Master Assassin. Pero ganun pa rin yung epekto. Inubayan lang yung, yung mga pangalan. It's challenging for someone who's in the analyst role. Kasi, kumpara ng first half, yung prediction rate ko sa drafting, bumaba na.
Yeah.
Kasi, ang dami ng factors to take into account for. Isipin naman, nag-Hellkurt na nga yung Bren Esports, nag-gana sa kanila.
It's 100% win rate, I think.
Yeah.
Or kind of easy.
So far. If I'm not, yeah.
Okay.
So, it's all the more exciting knowing that in the closing weeks of regular season and then going to the playoffs na yung meta na nasanayan natin sa first half, going to the second half. It's changed. The same priorities, pero yung yung priority in order of picking, na mas nakikita natin yung mga surprise picks in the second phase na.
It's the equivalent of going to the same pizza joint for years on end, and then they introduce a new flavor. And then, gusto mo pa rin naman yung pepperoni, gusto mo pa rin naman yung mga classic, pero, that's cool, I wanna try that. Yeah. And masarap siya. No.
I know you're allergic, but
I'm allergic.
Pineapple.
Okay, alright.
Avocado.
Yeah. Anchovies.
Anchovies.
So, now, let's talk about the specifics here. Hellkurt.
Yeah.
In practice, in execution, gumagana siya, di ba? Like, cool, nice, you're winning. Pero para sa akin, like, allow me to, we don't get to do this on desk.
Yeah.
So, allow me to talk about how ridiculous Hellkurt is. Ang daya nung ginagawa niya, yung ult niya sa totoo lang. That's out of mechanics.
Yeah.
Di ba, like, okay, roamers these days, starting siguro nung season 8 or 9. Starting with season 8 or 9, yung kasagsagan ni Mamshu, and when players like Light came to Light, ang naging number 1 game ng Roamers, Vision. With the Hellkurt, you just take away the Vision!
Yeah, and I find it so funny that nakita natin yung Hellkurt in a game na kilaban niya yung Farsa. Kasi naalala ko talaga nung season 10.
Bulag na bulag.
Bulag na bulag. Double blind. Bulag na kasi Farsa, binulag mo pa siya. Eh, nakita mo naman sa galaw ng, was it TNC that they went up against then? No, not TNC. Oh my God, I'm forgetting my season 6. Yeah, next play, there we go. Week 6, I mean. Nung week 6, against next play, nakita natin, paglapag ng ultimate ng Hellkurt, aalis na yung Farsa. Kasi alam niya, delikado to.
Wala siyang magagawa.
At it boils down to the timing of it, I think. And the fact that we have to consider, when heroes disappear from the meta, tas binalik sila, may adjustment period yun para sa mga professional players. Kasi, ang tagal na nilang hindi nakalaban yun. So there will come a time that Hellkurt will disappear again because nasanay na. But then now, since it's been so long since we've seen Hellkurt is back, victorious so far, may adjustment period before teams realize, okay, we're reminded, ganito pala nga tayo pag kinalaban natin yung Hellcurt. But it will take some time.
Now, I don't know how far that argument has legs or how strong those legs are. Kasi para sa akin, and you've heard comms, like we have the privilege of sometimes being backstage. And you know how important it is. And echo mic check, just listen to echo mic checks or the teams that create content on mic checks. You'll know that nandito, like more than half of their successful engages are off of the fact kasi alam nila kung nasan yung mga tao.
Yeah.
Now, if you Dark Knight falls, wala lahat yun. Like, I swear, dude, as soon as nag-ult si Kyle TZ, there's a 99% chance they win the engagement. And by winning the engagement, it means they get the objective.
Yeah.
Di ba? And wala lang, para sa akin, until a team figures out how to... Ang hirap eh.
Yeah, I actually binalikan ko yung mga old games of the Hellcurt from season
Far back.
9 and 8
And
when they were still being played.
If anything, I'd like to argue, yung kasagsagan na talagang kasagsagan ni Hellcurt, nasa early seasons pa yan eh.
Yeah, and I think one of the biggest factors that
How they
teams
beat
will
him then?
adjust to
Yeah, how they beat him then?
was the fact that before major objective fights, teams would always look to score a pick-off.
Oh, just kill the Hellcurt.
Not even on the Hellcurt.
Just anybody.
Anyone. Kasi mapapaisip yung opposing team na, uy, kahit may Dark Knight Falls tayo, tutuloy pa ba natin to kasi down tayo ng isa. So, if you don't, kung equal playing ground kayo, sabihin natin nag-away kayo sa third.
5v5, 4v4.
Lalamang yung Hellcurt dun. Kasi with the Dark Knight Falls, instantly, both teams have to make a call like, oh, what are we gonna do? And then the teams that, yung bulag, well, they're gonna be in trouble. But, going back,
Kung lamang ka,
kung lamang ka ng isang tao, kung naka-pick off ka ng isa o dalawa, bago mag-engage kayo, the team with the Hellcurt will think twice about using that Dark Knight
so,
Falls.
that's one way to solve it. Pwede nyo, okay,
Just
so,
one way.
Okay, so pwede nyo brasuhin.
Oo.
You can just make the vision advantage less significant.
Yeah.
Okay, alright. Now, if the teams can figure out how to do that, or if the team playing the Hellcurt can draft to not make that matter,
Yeah.
like let's say, Digirome. and then, parang sobrang lakas na appeal na XP. And
Yeah.
then,
Actually, I'm glad that you brought that up kasi yun din yung isa sa mga factors na, funnily enough, Hellcurt takes away vision, but he is vision dependent.
yes.
Kung makapili ka ng mga roamers or yung roam match-up nyo, nakakagulo sa roamers ng team na merong Hellcurt, then the Hellcurt will have a hard time. Because he won't pull the trigger without any vision. Weirdly enough. He takes away your vision, but to really make him work, kailangan niya ng vision.
So, hindi siya pwede mambulag habang bulag.
Oh, exactly.
Alright, so this mini discussion on Hellcurt is just but one of the many changes that we've seen. There's still Leslie, there's the Sea Halberd, there's a whole, like, why is Lancelot and Haya now suddenly Prio? Why is 1-1 and Joy suddenly being allowed through?
Yeah.
We would love to tackle all of this, pero it would need more than just the hour we have for recall.
Yeah.
But specifically, the whole Joy 1-1 thing, na-skew yung stats nito because of that 3-game series between Brenny Sports and TNC. Doon medyo na, I don't know, nabaliw yung stats natin. And I honestly lost it. Ako rin nabaliw nung nanalo yung TNC.
Man, me too. Actually, like, if only we could show the receipts. Napanood ko yung laban na yun at like 3 in the morning. Kasi on
You
that
were
day,
off.
I
Were you
decided,
off?
I was off
Yeah.
that day. So, nagpahinga lang ako. And then, binalikan ko yung laban ng TNC at Brent. Parang pelikula, pre. Kasi isipin mo, behind na nga yung TNC. It took 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Ben Things hooks to turn the game around.
Big game, Ben.
Big game, Ben. 5 hooks to turn the game around. And that was a game where Bren were leading. Sobrang ganda nung ginagawa nila. Sobrang lamang. And then, the Franco factor came in where sometimes as a Franco, you just need to land that one big hook. In the case of Ben Things, he landed those 5 big hooks in the span of, I think, 4 to 5 minutes.
And big bites.
Oh, yung big bites.
Sobrang, sobrang as in, may point doon na parang, hindi yata ako yung play-by-play nun eh, which luckily, thankfully, it was Joseph. Parang lahat na lang ng pwedeng kagatin ni Ben, kakagatin niya eh. Just to get the minus and then go from there. Kasi at that point, what? the Bloody Hunt was at, 20-something cooldown na lang? So
Bilis
talagang,
na. And then, it's crazy. I'll never forget that na meron siyang isang hook na I think in his vision, alam ni Ben Things, sa dulo nito, pag nag-flicker ako outside of this bush,
Tama to.
mahuhook ko si Kyle TZ. Tapos nag-flicker hook siya, nasakop niya si Kyle TZ. That's a highlight moment, man. If you haven't watched TNC and Brand New Sports, I believe that was game number 3.
Game 3.
Game 3.
YouTube nyo yun.
Oh, YouTube. Kailangan nyo panoorin yun.
Now, how about that Ben Things hold the Lord moment?
Oh, God.
Ilan kalaban nyo ng 3, 4?
Yeah,
Tapos,
3 or 4.
Franco lang siya. Tapos yung Lord nandun, like, sige, tuloy nyo, guys!
Oh, God. That was the series that really kept on giving. And honestly, I think because of yung storyline niya, yung weight ng match na yun, how we know these players, what happened in game, right now, it's probably my favorite series of the season.
Storyline-wise.
Storyline-wise, I mean, you could tell me na, uy, dahil recency bias na dahil it's one of the most recent matches, yun. But, man, ibang klase talaga kasi kung pinanood mo yun. I went into that series not knowing what to expect. Well, I knew TNC beat Bren, but I don't know how it happened. So then when I saw it happen, I was like, wow.
It's the gift that keeps on giving. Di ba? Like, alam mo na yung resulta eh. Nakagulat na yun. Pinanood mo pa paano?
Pre, kung hindi pa nangyari yung Emmy Awards or yung Academy Awards, Academy Award winning match yun eh. Best motion picture, MPL. TNC versus Bren. Legit.
Best supporting actor, Ben Things.
Oh, supporting actor and lead actor, Ben Things.
And then, not to even add the whole fact that may kaldagan po rin simula yun.
Oo nga. Nag-dance battle si Pandora at saka si, Goyong? Hesu has one of the most, how do I say, ano ba? The strongest kaldag in the league right now. I don't want to do it because we might lose viewers.
Kung
sinubukan ka, mawawalan tayo ng viewers.
There's something called the marksman dance that they do.
Parang, yun mo yung gano'n?
Left, right, like something like that, dude. They were counting off, but they deserve it. They deserve it. So yeah, with all of this, I have one question. Kung tuloy-tuloy yun to ng TNC, posible bang makasabit sila sa playoffs?
Okay.
Don't even think about the points, like just
I don't know.
the spirit of it.
If I'm gonna answer this with a lot of bias in my heart, I want to see them make it to the playoffs because it's going to be one of the greatest stories ever told in MPL-PH. If they can pull it off. Realistically speaking, what they have to do para makapasok sila sa playoffs is titanic in nature.
Mahirap, sobra.
Sobrang hirap. Mas mahirap pa sa journey ni Kratos at saka nung anak niya with those 2 games. Harder than that. And they were up against the Nordic gods, man.
Both God of War 1 and 2?
Yeah.
2018, 2022?
Exactly. Ang dami talaga kailangan nila gawin eh. Naisipin mo, parang nag-exam kayo, parang nasa school kayo. Pag sinabihan ka ng prof mo, ito yung kailangan mo gawin. Isipin mo, I have to lose sleep. Ang hirap. I'm gonna run on caffeine. Imagine that times 10.
That's what TNC has to do.
That's what TNC has to do.
Yun yung pinagdadaanan ni Coach Lift yan.
So kaya nga, para sa akin personally, I want to see it happen because if ever, it will be one of the greatest underdog comeback stories ever told in esports. Not just in the Philippines, but in esports.
Correct. I agree. And as it is, feeling ko this whole behind tagumpay thing, right? The TNC group is well connected with media groups as well.
Yeah.
That's why they were able to produce this beautiful roster reveal trailer.
Yeah.
Feeling ko kung makalusot sila, I hope there's enough time. They get a song written titled Biyaheng Tagumpay, and then that's the theme song. And then the Phoenix Army grows tenfold.
Oh.
And then what? Like we go to the playoffs, and you see like an army of orange.
That'll be crazy.
I would stand there, like I'm in my whatever color suit. Yes. Leo, balik ka sa desk, magka-ask ka. No!
Biyaheng Tagumpay!
Biyaheng Tagumpay! Yeah, like that. Again, obviously, yun lang yung gusto natin. Like, that's, we're speaking out of our hearts. Pero logically speaking,
hirap.
Sobrang hirap.
Yeah, it is. It is, honestly. And especially with Onyx, Onyx one of the teams really in contention for that last playoffs slot.
Yeah.
Side NXP, yung sobrang tight race doon. Onyx been looking really good also.
Cleaner and cleaner.
Cleaner and cleaner, getting better and better na. Little by little, low-key, I'm starting to look at them as a dark horse. Depending on what happens in the last 2 weeks and how they fare, they might be a team to fear sa playoffs.
Yeah.
Going into that. Kaya nga, even more so, the story of TNCs. It'll be difficult to pull off.
Let's see. Marami silang kalaban, sa totoo lang. It's
Oo,
not
dami.
just those two in the bottom, but the whole league itself. So, miyembro ka ng Phoenix Army, and if you want to see that Biang Tagumpay music video happen and be a thing, whoever they might get as an artist, like, I'm overthinking, obviously. I'm over-planning to celebrate this underdog victory. Sino yung maganda?
Tapos binalik nila yung Pimp My Ride with Exhibit, but it's Pimp My Jeepney. Lalagay sila ng nitros, jacuzzi sa likod.
And then it's Escalera, like still driving it.
Oh, it's running on Wi-Fi 6.
And Ben Things in front. Tapos kung sino yung artist sa likod. Dude, come on.
Tapos in the roof of the jeepney, you have like a mini TNC Cybergun.
TNC, these are free. Like, just make it happen. Just make it through the playoffs. And
Giving
make
you
it-
ideas.
Oh, we're giving you... Anyways, jokes aside, that's just our little bit on TNC. There's one more team I'd like to highlight here.
Okay.
That struggled in week 6. And this leads up to our juicy moment of the week. Talk us through this, Reptar. This happened earlier. This was before the Bren TNC matchup.
Yeah.
This is RSG, Slate PH versus TNC.
Yeah.
And weirdly enough, your juicy moment wasn't in game.
Oh, definitely. It was what happened afterwards, wherein we have to preface this by talking about the storyline lately of RSG Slate PH. Na we all know that one of their main things is the whole fundamental discipline thing, and it's even after a very hard-fought battle.
3 games.
3 games. It was a close one. RSG Slate PH looked disappointed.
Mas
even.
masaya pa yung Raiders.
Oh, mas masaya pa yung Raiders, and even looked like at times TNC looked a little bit happier than that, even though that they lost and it was a
Parang,
heartbreaking
not 3
loss.
games.
Oo. And at least we got to see this really sweet moment though. Nats giving that hug. That was really nice to see. But that was the first smile we saw from RSG Slate PH after that victory. I don't know what's going on with RSG, but a part of me is thinking baka ganun yung reaction nila because maybe they were partly disappointed in themselves.
They know.
Because they know that we prepared for this, we worked hard for this. Why did it get to 3 games? Why was it so close?
Your juicy moment is a 2-parter because after that, when Mara set up the post-match interview, we will see here Coach Panda share a few words.
Yeah.
Paraphrase mo na lang because people can watch this on YouTube to actually hear. But you see rin naman sa body language. This is still part of the juicy moment. This whole post-match situation is the moment.
Yeah. Before they interviewed Coach Panda here, they also interviewed Light.
Yeah.
And Light just looked like, I don't know, man. You know that mentality of athletes where after a tough win, there's like, I don't know, they could have been better. Ganun talaga. Parang it just adds more to the perception of people where it really looked like RSG Slate PH were quite disappointed in themselves because we all know behind the scenes they're a very hardworking group. We know how disciplined they want to be when they play.
And they've proven themselves. May resulta na yan eh.
Yeah, they've proven themselves. But I hope that RSG Slate, I don't know how it works with them. I'm in the belief that you're gonna have to balance that expectation of, kailangan ganito akong kadisiplina. You're never gonna get that perfect game. It's rare that you'll find that perfect game. Hopefully we get to see them more happy with their victories. Even if it's going to be a tough victory against teams below them in the standings.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the MPL. Like, everyone here is tough competition. There's no shame in dropping a game to TNC, NXPE, Onyx, teams below them in the standings. There's no shame in that at all. So, I just really hope we get to see RSG smiling more and being more makulit. Because lately, it seems they seem tense in their body language, like in game. But early on in the season, kita mo naman they're very expressive kung masaya sila. And that's the RSG slate we love to see. That's the RSG slate na nung season 9, MSC, even after na lagpasan nila yung rough patch nila nung season 10.
Yeah.
The happy RSG is the RSG that we're so used to. Baka yun lang din. Baka hindi tayo sanay na makita natin yung RSG na ganito.
Yeah, well, they went deep season 10.
They
Even
went
then,
deep playoffs,
that was a struggle. Ang daming nagsasabing their whole the season of RSG dominating was a fluke kasi wala dun yung blacklist prime, di ba?
Yeah.
But they went deep, fam. They went deep. They only really lost at the LB finals.
Yeah.
Diba? So that's deep. Third place, third seed. At the end, it is nothing to scoff at. So, yeah, same. I wish to see RSG get past it. They have a couple weeks to do that.
Yeah.
Para ang pasok nila sa playoffs, fresh, and the Raiders are also like rejuvenated ulit.
Yeah.
And I don't know, this is just me, but we're going home back to SMX, right?
Ooh.
That is where they won their first MPL championship. And para sa hindi nakakaalam, nung season 9, regular season, napasayaw pa natin si Coach Panda.
Oo nga pala.
That was the legendary Coach Dance-Off. In the regular season, it was Coach Yeb, an MPL ID champion, an M3 grand finalist coach.
Yeah.
Dance-Off versus Coach Panda, a SEA Games gold medalist, an MSC champion by extension, right? So, sana nga lumok yung RSG slate.
A little bit more loosey-goosey. Feels like their biggest enemy right now is themselves.
Let's close up this discussion on that because I agree. I feel like Panda's statements, especially the ones that are a little spicy, like we played like an MDL team, ganyan. I think that's more internal reflection. It's not that they think other teams are lower. It's just that they feel like we could have done better.
Yeah. Take it from someone who went through us on a similar journey. We have our expectations of ourselves naman talaga. And at the end of the day, we want the best for ourselves. But we shouldn't be so hard on ourselves kung hindi natin maabutan yung
Gusto natin.
Gusto natin, exactly.
Or yung ina-expect natin.
Yeah, or ina-expect natin para sa sarili natin. Lagi naman tayong makakahanap ng mga aspeto sa buhay natin na pwede tayong maging proud about. Yeah. Kahit hindi natin makuha yung gusto talaga natin na
to
level.
start,
Oo. You'll always have those small victories and hopefully they can look at their small victories and be proud of themselves.
Yeah. So, best wishes for RSG slate. Marami pa namang oras. And more power to the Raiders. They have one of the healthiest communities. One of the low-key most funny communities. Not just them. I think they take it from their players too. Like Exort is just a walk-in meme at this point. Great in mid, but also a walk-in meme. So let's close up our talk on MPL Philippines with power rankings. I'm gonna go ahead and give you the floor first. Latag mo na. What do you think the status quo looks like for season 11 so far, week 6?
Alright. It's quite close to the standings. Some adjustments here though. Next play was at the bottom. I placed them because even though they were able to take that game against Bren, their losses to Bren and then yung losses nila sa Onyx, I'd put them below TNC after week 6. Again, I do power rankings looking at week per week basis. And of course, TNC going up there even though sobrang kailangan nila daming gawin para makahabol sa playoff slot. They beat that Bren streak in a beautiful series.
They ended it.
They ended it. Onyx, that's a good spot for them, but again, I won't be surprised if they start climbing up, maybe even change places with Omega. And Omega, for me, their placement in my power rankings, it's a reflection of their recent performances na parang, you know you could get those big wins, you know you could get those big points, but then parang, what kind of Omega are we getting for that day?
Sounds like a tight 5 and 6.
Parang ganon. And then, because of the recent performances as well, I feel like RCPH was a good spot for them. And then, for Blacklist getting that dominating win over Omega, that 2-0. And lately, I feel like that injection of Owl, I see the injection of Owl really as a game changer para sa Blacklist.
More on Blacklist later. So
yeah. By the way, shout out to the fans. I love it when the Blacklist fans shout, Quago, Quago. They could have gone, hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo. No, they should have gone, Quago, Quago. It's a really fun chant to hear. And then, Echo, even though the Bren hot streak was stamped out, and Echo had, by the way, Echo, great jacket. And Echo had a great victory against Onyx this, So for me, I feel like that's a fair placement, but I won't be surprised if again these two might be the big shift.
Tight 1 and 2 rin.
Tight 1 and 2 going into or after week 7 naman. So yeah, those are my power rankings.
Okay. Sige. Let's do mine. And interestingly enough, I think we have the same exact power rankings.
Really? We didn't talk about it.
We didn't think about it. Even me, as I was writing the show, hindi ko tinignan. As in, I just stared at my power ranks like, ito yon, this is what I feel. So direct, let's do it now. I usually get these pointing things right. I don't know, I started the show off on the wrong foot, and even It's the new set. Anyways, I'll go top to bottom kasi baliktad. So I think Bren Esports is still number one despite losing to TNC. That may have also been them maybe being more in their heads. Kasi you can't get a long win streak like they have without looking internally as well. I think merong factor dito na naramdaman ng Bren yung pressure. And then when it came down to it again, when Ben thinks he's playing big game Ben moments, you can't help it. So feeling ko doon lang sila nadala. Pero strongest pa rin para sa akin ng Bren. And then second up would be our M4 World Champions Echo. Something tells me, nabasa na yung ecosystem. Medyo nakasabit na sa Echo Express yung mga ibang teams.
Yeah.
Not to say that they're solved, not to say that it's figured out completely, but again, this is just a product of the fact that they have set the metagame to what it is. Like, they've won a world championship and set the status quo. Now people more understand it.
Yeah.
Yun lang. Parang this is still Echo's world. It's just people have learned how to flourish around it.
Yeah, madaming mata sa kanila eh.
Yeah. So, yun lang. It's just a product of that situation. Third is Blackest International. Same sentiments. I think the whole injection of Owl, not to say Super Red hasn't been doing a great job. It's just, I feel like Blacklist International, at least this version of them, needs a gold laner like Owl. A gold laner that made their, I'd say, competitive professional debut with a gold medal. Like they just needed someone with ice in their veins. And Senor Quago is the one to do that. That's why I think his injection into the system, to the code, is what earns them the third spot here.
Welcome to the Court of Owl.
Daming calls, nag-iipon na. So, fourth would be RSG Slate. Despite all of their struggles, I think when they get going and when they figure out what that procedural gameplay looks like, the A, B, C, D, 1, 2, 3, 4 is, it's hard to beat the Pandamentals.
Oh, for sure.
So, yun ang meron sa top 4 ko. Yeah. Like, they are, like, kahit anong meta ilagay mo yan, they will find a way to solve it, and once they figure it out, they're so hard to beat. Yung apat na yan.
For sure.
Now, the bottom half, the bottom 4, there's Smart Omega, who is still one of my favoriteest teams to stand. Because barangay things, man. You just like, when you get past 20 minutes, kaya yan. When you see Kelroha's farm hasn't died even at 20-25 minutes,
kaya
yan. And the fact that Stome and Miko have been figuring things out. And can I just say, Lewis is something.
Oh, yeah.
Lewis is something.
He's a revelation.
All of those come into one whole package na parang, I still like to see Omega perform and be that last one that they can be in the playoffs. Next up would be Onic. Same sentiment. Again, lumilinis sila eh. Paganda na paganda eh.
Oo.
And once, I hate to put pressure on our players, but once Kekedot figures things out, mas gaganda lalo yung macro nila, and then they'll be hard to beat. And last but not least, the reason why TNC is above next place because of that moment, yung Emmy award-winning series nila, that's great. That earns them the higher slot here in the bottom 2. And then last is Next Play Evos. More on this throughout Guest Coin. We'll get into exactly why I put them in the bottom of the standings of my power rankings this week. So, screenshot nyo na. I hope you caught Reptars as well. Let's go ahead and close up our discussion on MPL, and let's go into a crowd favorite. I'm sure you missed this. Last time you were on Recall and you did Guest Coin was last year. Let's do it. You know how this is. For all those watching at home, kung hindi nyo pa alam kung paano mag-guest coin, it's basic. It's simple. There will be a statement down here. Kung naniniwala kayo, if you say yes to it and you agree wholeheartedly, say buy. If you disagree and you feel like what it's saying is not true at all, you say sell and tell us why also. Okay? Saying what's up to Wais. Wais is watching.
Hey, what's up?
Yan. M3 World Champion, multi-time MPL champion. Hall of Legends inductee, Wais. Okay, so let's start off with our statement. Guys, sali kayo sa chat and here in the studio as well. Just say buy and sell. Okay, we'll start with our first statement. This one's for PBA Esports Bakbakan. TNT is the dark horse Bakbakan champion. Will the fact that they're not as noisy as the other 3 in the top 4 make them that wild card, that X factor? Can they get a championship off that? Buy or sell?
Wala na ba yung hold natin?
Walang hold!
Walang hold!
We've killed hold for years now!
I don't know. there's still not too much I know about what's everything going on with PBA Esports Bakbakan. Only with the storylines, the general picture of it. So I feel like it wouldn't make sense if I said bye here. So sell muna ako.
Okay. Alright, that's a conservative sell. Ako rin
Conservative
sell. But it's the most biased sell ever. Because I wanna stick it to Santi. I still believe it's Barangay Ginebra who's gonna win. Take it to my grave. Stan Hardinger's my man. Marcus says sell kasi siya naman Phoenix. Okay, I'll give that to you. Si Karen din, ano ba yan? You only have regular season, I'll give you that. Dun yun na lang matatalo yung Barangay Ginebra. That's it. Direct Chess says sell as well. Direct, baka barangay.
Anong dami mong barangay na parte Dalawa ka bang registered resident sa iba't ibang barangay?
Omega and Ginebra.
Okay.
There you go. Vince G says sell as well kasi siya kabarangay yan kabarangay si Vince G. Wala. Oy, Jeep is knocked out, Direk. I don't know what you're talking about, but sell din siya. All right, let's clear this for the next statement.
Okay.
And we're talking about the MDL here. Are we gonna see Game Lab versus Echo in the grand finals?
As someone who has been following the MDL on and off,
and as a part of it,
and as a part of it for one day only,
an official part of it for a day,
once in a lifetime, I'm gonna go sell because I don't know why I have this feeling that I wouldn't be surprised kung yung grand finals ng MDL-PH
none of these
are none of these. Despite them being, without a doubt, the strongest teams after the end of the regular season.
Correct.
They've set the bar in the MDL.
At the start even, too.
At the start even. But I don't want to count out the potential of the other teams. Blackness Academy, RSG Ignite,
Neos.
Mega Neos. All of them there. Brand Euphoria.
Brew.
That kaya nila magsurpresa. So, feeling ko talaga sila ko dito.
Okay.
I want to be surprised. And I won't be surprised if I am surprised.
So
does that mean will I get surprised? Nag-overthink na ako.
I know you know, but does that mean you know? Okay. So, ako buy din ako. I'm just looking at chat. Folks are saying buy. I think buying is the logical thing to do.
Yeah.
Right? Because if I buy here and then one of them is missing, I will still half right. And I have a strong feeling at least one of them is gonna be in the grand final.
By the way, sa mga magsi-screenshot sa akin, tagal ko na to ginagawa. Disclaimer tar, again, wala akong tiwala sa kanila, pero ang taas lang ng potential para sa akin na baka magsorpresa pa yung mga ibang teams. Okay? Disclaimer, put that in the caption when you send the screenshot. Hold me back.
Okay. Ayaw mo lang na ayaw lang masabihan na you didn't see it coming. Okay.
Yun lang.
Okay. Sige. MLBB Gamer says buy as well. So, Reyes says buy too.
They all make sense. I get why everyone's saying buy.
It's a smart thing to do,
Yeah,
right?
it's a logical choice, honestly. I'm not gonna deny that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, with that being said, let's clear the board here. Reptar lang talaga. Gusto niya lang maging masinop eh. He just wanted to be like, we have something about the MPL here.
Okay.
Talking about both of our bottom team here, this week was a struggle, understatement, for Next Play Evos squad, also known as Minana. Are they still nervous going into week 6, week 7, week 8? Is this what's getting them?
I would say sell also. Because I remember despite NXPE having some tough losses in week 6, I still saw that they looked more sure of themselves sa mga gusto nila gawin in-game. In terms of how they want to move the execution. Hopefully, I get to spend more time backstage this weekend to listen more into the NXPE comms, maybe, to get an idea. But based on just how I looked at it, compared to their previous performances, they look more sure of themselves, more confident. At this point, I don't think it's nerves. But that's not the question, so I won't expound. I'll just say sell.
Okay, ako buy. I'm gonna buy here, and this is almost 99% from what I'm calling on the desk and what I see when I watch games. It's clear till now, week 6, most recently sa mga laban nila, na parang the likes of Boyet and Doming have their own world, and that allows for those two players specifically, in my eyes, to excel.
Okay.
Not to say that Ding, Goyong, or Yeli Hayes and Brusco suck or aren't doing their jobs. It's just that parang mas malinaw yung plano sa utak nung dalawang yon, ni Doming and ni Boyet. Because diba, like early weeks, you see Boyet just stealing lords out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Retri, like, mas matalas pa minsan kay Cartizzi. So like, bakit niya nagagawa yun and the rest of the team aren't in sync? And then in the, like, I'd say week 4 to week 6, si Doming naman. That's why he got the nicknames Pal Doming and Doming Nation. Kasi siya talaga, like, para siyang,
He's him.
parang Filipino Sniper Junior and the gold standard V2. Parang ganun, di ba? Like, that's what you see in this young man. So, when is it going to be Ding, Brusco, and Goyong Stern? Di ba? Kailan natin makikita, uy, parang next level yung tatlong yun, right? So,
funnily enough, okay, I just want to add to it.
Yeah.
Ding had that early in the season, kaya nga binaban yung Yuzhong niya eh.
I see.
And then, nung pinapalaro yung Yuzhong ni Ding, kina-counter nila. Yun yung hinihintay talaga nila.
I see.
So, I think Ding just got shut down by the other teams. Kasi
Sa draft.
Sa draft and in-game. Kasi nirespeto nila yung ginagawa ni Ding eh.
I see.
Kasi in the earlier matches, sobrang disruptive ni Ding. Ding was my favorite player in Next Play Evos at that time. Because like, man, this EXP laner knows what he's doing. Like, even though he's not gonna get the kills, alam niya yung basta makagulo ako, maka-knock-up ako, ginawa ko na trabaho ko.
Okay.
And doing it at the right time.
Okay. So, that's one thing to see. So, obviously, only they know for sure what's going on.
Yeah.
Pero perception-wise, like, I think that's what's going on with Next Play Evos.
Outsiders looking in.
Let's go ahead and hit our second to the last statement, and this
Okay.
one's about Blacklist International.
Final code.
Is this the final code? Is Owl in the gold lane the last string of code that they're gonna be sending in? Control S, save, put it into the playoffs. Is this what season 11 is looking like for Blacklist?
So here, player lineup.
Player
Pinapag-usapan
lineup
natin.
and play style wise.
Sell.
You think there's more to it?
Yeah. Hell yeah. Man, consistently.
Okay.
Isipin mo na lang ganito. 7, 8, of course, wala sa 9. 10, every playoffs, laging may bagong baon ng Blacklist. That is irrefutable. They've always had something new, not in terms of roster lineup, pero with heroes, with certain changes in their movement in terms of which lane they're gonna help and which lane they're gonna pressure. It's something that isn't discussed that often, but there is a playoffs Blacklist. So if they do make it to the playoffs, which right now it's looking like high chance that they will, we're gonna see a new code there. So it's not the final code for me.
I think there's something to be said about 7, 8, and 10 na parang para sa akin iba ang Blacklist ngayong season 11. Season 7 was the Eson lineup.
Yeah.
Season 8 was the
Haji.
lineup, which was the precursor to the Blacklist Prime lineup. Season 10 was Blacklist Prime established. Like, I swear, that was the cleanest view of me to winning the championship. Like, kaya ang dali ko na-predict yung Season 8 eh. Pero nung nakita ko yung Season 10, feeling ko Blacklist champion pa rin to. But now, it's so hard to read Blacklist. That's why this is a question. That's why this is a statement for me that we're discussing. I'll sell, but for two reasons. One,
Okay.
I agree. I think meron pa nga talagang magbabago sa Blacklist. I think heroes like Minsitar, Edward might be able to make work. I foresee that.
Patsy.
I think Owl can make Leslie do a lot of work too. Kapag tumagal pa siya sa meta. I think Hellcurt in the hands of Wise. Is that weird to say? I think yung ganong klaseng hero na may ganong ult, it reminds me of like a reverse Yusen Shin. Di ba si Yusen Shin? Vision. Kay Wise, go! Lord na natin to. Just
Go blind.
Right? And again, they're ube. They're never gonna allow the pick-off.
Yeah.
Di ba that's one way to solve the Hellcurt? So, ayun. And then last, yung other half of why I'm selling, sa ko na si Renegade. I just want to say, man, just,
The Hitman Man.
yeah, just the Hitman hype man, dude.
Yeah.
So, ayun. Pero yes, expect a lot more from Blacklist to come.
Yeah.
So yeah, this is not the final code just yet. I think we're all in agreement here. Last but not least, let's go into our final statement. And this one, we covered it a little bit earlier. Is Assassin Jungle the new meta? Are they going to be the new Prio? Kasi Fredrin, slowly but surely, is slowly coming out. Like, 95-96% na lang yata yung appearance niya.
It's starting to go down.
But the likes of Lancelot, the likes of Haya, and even Hellcurt in the hands of certain teams, parang yun yung nagiging Prio.
Wow, I would have gone through this entire game selling everything. I'm selling mainly because I don't think it's one specific thing na yun na yung meta. I feel like this is the meta that encourages teams to be very dynamic and creative kung sa mga strategies na kaya nila ipakita. There will be some games and series that calls where you draft more assassins. There will be more series and games that call for you to draft more fighter tanks in the jungle. This is the dynamic drafting meta for me.
Not just the assassin meta.
Not just the assassin meta. Yung kailangan mo talaga i-open yung 5th gate ng chakra mo. 5th gate, 6th gate. Ilan ba yung gates ng chakra? Basta,
What anime are we talking about?
di ba Naruto yun? Or just generally, chakra. I don't know how chakras work.
Okay.
But buksan mo yung chakra mo. Let it flood through and then all the possibilities of the draft show. And that's why I think Bren Esports is up top. Because who does that the most in the league as a coach? Vren! Vren has always had that identity. Coach V.
Coach V opens his chakra.
Yeah, Coach V opens his chakra, man.
Okay. All right. I'll also sell. For 2 reasons. One is because I agree. The assassins, yes, are slowly building up stock, but they're not the end-all be-all. Ray Ash just mentioned also it's possible that Wise takes Mincy into the jungle. Diba? So that's obviously already
Not
one.
counting that out.
Already one big pick that's not an assassin. And then my second reason why is I don't want to see it. Like just as a bias, kung may say lang ako, I don't like the jungle meta, the assassin jungle meta. People will say tank jungle is boring. I think this is more boring. I like the fact that jungle meta is a thing. The utility jungle meta is a thing. So yeah, that's it. People are saying. It's 50-50 actually. It's pretty split in chat. Sells and buys, left and right. So, One Piece ba yung chat? Vince G, I don't know, man. Do we watch the same One Piece?
Alam mo, ang dami naman talagang chakra reference na pwede mo gawin.
Alright, joke's on you. I didn't watch One Piece. You watch One Piece?
No.
Thing is like,
Ang dami
2,000 episodes.
Oh.
Alright, I might even be undercounting it. But yeah, that's our take on the controversial statements in the... No, that's Antianara, by the way.
Oh,
he said that last week.
Okay. That's
Alright,
an anti.
so thanks for everybody who joined in on Guest Coin and for all of those who made time to watch Recall tonight. No, maraming salamat for all of y'all who made this show possible. Folks in the back, folks up front. And to our special guest, Reptar, thank you so much for joining us this evening. Real quick, tell the good folks at home where they can find you and anong next mo na time on desk and what content you have lined up?
So MPL Philippines, I thought I wouldn't be in MPL-PH this week, but I will be tomorrow. I'll be on the desk on the English broadcast with Leo and Naisu.
Hey.
So we get a Bear Bros Day. Of course, please send all the love to Brigida. Show her all the support for her time in the MPL tomorrow as well. You can find me on my YouTube, Redmar Santa Cruz. Sound check, sights and sounds, and analysis content are there. Twitter for just my general thoughts at Esports Reptar. Instagram if you want to see me going out with my friends at Esports Reptar also.
And dancing.
And dancing. And then on Facebook, Renmar Santa Cruz, also at Esports Reptar over there. But yeah, you can find me more Renmar Santa Cruz, and yeah, usually I just share the streams there, analytical thoughts, and yeah, those are all the places where you can find me. If not there, maybe in Poblacion.
May araw ba yung Poblacion?
Ha?
May araw ba yun?
Basta mahanap niya lang. Pag meron kayong nakita sa isang lugar na hindi mo maiisip na nandun si Reptar, that's probably me.
Okay.
Tapos may nakita ka na, si Reptar ba yun?
No. That's the thing.
Probably me.
That's the thing. Most people wouldn't believe that MPL talents exist outside of the desk. Like, when they see you, it's like,
Natakot, okay. Sorry, i-share ko lang to. Natakot lang ako kasi, di ba ginagawa natin yung battle trips?
Yes.
The students, the really awesome students and gaming communities, community heroes, they visit MPL Philippines and then they get a tour, we get to meet them. There were like 2 students that came up to me, it's like, "Wait, Reptan, nakita kita sa pop-up." I was like, "Huh?" Okay, cool. And in my head, I was just thinking, hopefully you didn't see me do anything.
Are you sure? But yes, that was me.
Are you sure that was me? Okay.
Yeah, ako nga yun. Never mind. Alright, so again, thank you so much, Reptar, for making time and coming down to the studio to talk MLBB. But for now, let's go ahead, take out to the outro and close up the show. Maraming salamat sa mga nanood again, and on behalf of Direk Kaloy and everyone backstage, everyone behind the scenes here at Dark League Studios, Karen, Marcos, Carlo, and Kyle. You guys are amazing. Couldn't have done it without all of y'all. As well, special thanks to our official timing partner, TW Steel by Armory. Go ahead, check out www.armory.ph. And upon checkout, type in DLS20 to get 20% off on non-sale items. If you're thinking of upgrading your phone, now's the best time. Go ahead and check out ROG's Summer Kickoff promo. Get up to 5,000 pesos off on ROG Phone 6 models. That's going on sale this week. Kahit yung Diablo Immortal and yung Batman editions, naka-sale din yan. So go ahead, check out the Facebook page for more. As well, special thanks to our official food partner, Chicken Juicy by Magnolia. Chicken Juicy, the home of the juiciest, most flavorful fried chicken you've ever tasted. Chicken Juicy is the #1 gaming snack and the chicken of champions. Dun sa mga hindi pa nakakanood, last night, Madam Lexi of RSG Slate Philippines visited the studio and was hosted by Toriyama on Chill Zone. So get to know more about her, hear her story, watch that episode after you finish this, and stay tuned every Wednesday at 7 p.m. to catch Chill Zone. As well, again, stay tuned for the PBA Esports Bakbakan update kung kailan nga ba ang playoffs. Likely, it's going to have a live broadcast. And just stay tuned. Watch out for the announcement via the DLS page and the PBA page. And in celebration of Women's Month, we would like to highlight the strongest MLBB FE teams in the country via Queens League. The final is happening on April 1st live via Dark League Studios. It's going to feature Smart Omega Empress, Maharlika G Unit, Rock Esports, and WPE Vixens fighting for that inaugural crown to be the champion of Queens League Season 1. As well, sa gabi ng April 1, and hindi to joke, mangyayari talaga to, it's a Streamer's Night, April Fool's Day edition. Maraming katatawanan dyan, and catch your favorite DLS personalities and their guests here, again, April 1st at 8 p.m. And last but not least, for our friends who play Genshin Impact, those who want to get some funds to get their draws in, get those primos, join us for Quantum Raid. It's an on-site Genshin Impact Esports event. It's happening on April 15th at 11 a.m. Registration is still open. There's a 10,000 prize pool there. And for those who don't want to compete, pero gusto nyo makisali, there's a teapot design contest and a cosplay competition happening with 5,000 pesos prize pool for that as well. So again, stay tuned. Like Dark League Studios on Facebook and follow us on social media for all of those updates. And as for me, it's at LeoCastsPH everywhere. Kita-kits na lang. I'll be on MPL this weekend. And Reptar and I and Manjin will be at Skinny Mike's Monday morning and Sunday morning because we'll be watching WrestleMania! Alright,
Go
so
to Hollywood.
Kita-kits na lang for Mania weekend, and kita-kits sa Shooting Gallery this coming Friday, Saturday, and Sunday for MPL Week 7.
Yeah.
So with that being said, good night, and y'all take care, right? Peace out.